Okay, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Lynn Fiddler here. I'm the chair of the ZBA for the town of Marshfield. Tonight is the January 26th, 2021, our first hearing of 2021 for the ZBA. I'd like to remind everybody that this evening, your voice and images, as you see them on the computer, will be part of the record, so be mindful of that. We also need to remind everybody that if you're dialing in and you would like to be heard when the public is allowed to speak, you press *6. So I'll give everybody some time to work through that to make sure we're all up to speed. So this evening we have 7 members of our ZBA, so we have a quorum. And we are going to just do a little bit of housekeeping. Tonight's meeting ID is 890-2006-2876. Our passcode is 045666. We have 6 new hearings this evening. We also have a continued hearing to date, which is case 20-68. So I'm going to just start there. But let's do a roll call and see who we have here this evening, and then we will officially be underway. So my name's Lynn Fiddler. As I said, I'm here at my home, and I'll be your hearing officer this evening unless something else comes up. Heidi Conway, are you there? Let's see. Heidi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And you're at home in your office. Brian Murphy, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Mark Stiles.
I can hear you. I'm here in my home office.
Okay, very good. Larry Keane.
Yes, I can hear you on my home.
Excellent, thank you. Steve Feeney.
I can hear you, and I'm here.
Hi, Steve. Chris Blazos.
I'm here at home.
Okay, very good, everybody. Let's get this started, and hopefully we won't be at this too long this evening. Just a second. All right. So I'd like to bring the board to our continued hearing this evening, which is case 2068. I'd like to start there, which is 1203 Ferry Street. Okay, so the applicant has requested via their attorney to withdraw without prejudice case 20-68 for 1203 Ferry Street. This is a continued hearing, so we will close it and then see if we can get a motion to withdraw without prejudice. So on case 20-68, 1203 Ferry Street, I'd like to make a motion to close. Do I have a second?
Second?
Seconded by Brian Murphy. All those in favor? Just a minute, Heidi.
Aye.
Just a sec, Heidi. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi?
Aye.
Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Steve Feeney?
Aye.
Chris Blazos?
Aye.
Okay, so 1203 Ferry Street is now closed. I'd like to make a motion that we withdraw without prejudice. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Heidi Conway. All those in favor of withdrawing without prejudice. Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway.
Aye.
Brian Murphy.
Aye.
Mark Stiles.
Aye.
Larry Keane.
Aye.
Steve Feeney.
Aye.
And Chris Blazos.
Aye.
Okay, so case 2068 is now complete. Nancy, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'd also like to move into the decision we had for South River Street and clean that up as well. So So that is case 2059. Heidi, you're echoing on my, so I'm gonna just kind of, there you go. Just a second here. Andrew, do you have that decision that was presented? Would have been in the emails, and Attorney Galvin has it as well. There we go. Okay, the board was sent this email. It was a draft decision reviewed by town council. And I'd like to know if there's any deliberation or any comments from the board. I would like to remind the public that this hearing is closed. So there is no public comment at this time for this particular decision. I am fine to go forward with just reading this or allowing the board to review this quickly. And then if there's any edits, we'll take a roll call and move forward. So if you could just thumb down, scroll down, Andrew. So right there, where on that paragraph where it says the subject property is located in the Residence A zoning district and is a pre-existing non-conforming property. Just like to remind the board, I did discuss this today with, I believe with Brian, and Residence A was a precursor to our current zoning districts. Okay. Alrighty, I'd like to just make a quick roll call and see if everybody's okay with this as we see it, or if there are any edits or questions or comments from the board. Lynn Fiddler, I am fine with it as I've read it. Heidi Conway? Oh, just a second. Say that again, Heidi.
I'm fine with it as it's written.
Thank you. Brian Murphy?
Go ahead. I'm fine with it.
Thank you. Mark Stiles?
Just one question. It says at the hearing on January 12th. Was it on January 12th?
Oh, we
No,
right.
that will be corrected.
Okay. Other than that, I'm good with it.
Okay. I'm just making that note. January 26th. So that'll be changed to January 26th. Larry Keane?
Just to be clear, this was reviewed and approved by town council, correct?
Correct.
Yes, it was.
Yes, I'm fine with it then.
Steve Feeney?
It's fine with me.
Chris Felisos?
No issues.
Okay, excellent. All right, everybody, thank you for your time on this particular hearing. I'd like to make a motion to grant, just a second. Oh, would you go back up? I don't have this in front of me. And it was presented as a variance and a special permit. Board certificate compliance section. Want to go down a little bit? I want to make sure I understand what I'm. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you. Keep going. All right, hold on.
Lynn, I have a question.
Yeah,
Is anything actually being done on the special permit or the variance, or is this just confirming?
that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of right now.
Lynn, do you want a little input on this?
Yeah, it's a lawfully, well, I'm gonna go to Bob first, Attorney DeLisi, if that's okay. Lawful pre-existing non-conforming two-family, and as such as is not necessary to grant the special permit. So I would guess I would do it as variance, moot, and special permit. Is that correct, Bob?
Yes.
Attorney DeLisi, is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. The way the decision was drafted was to assume that you would read the motion as drafted, which is that it's not necessary to grant either the variance or the special permit because the board finds that it's a pre-existing non-conforming two-family house, essentially.
I think that's what it says, Lynn.
So at the hearing, yeah, okay.
It says specifically find and confirm that the subject property is a lawfully pre-existing non-conforming two-family dwelling, and as such, it's not necessary to grant a special permit or variance in order for the proposed work to occur. So I
Excellent.
think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I would make a motion to find that and confirm that the subject property is a lawfully pre-existing non-conforming two-family dwelling and as such is not necessary to grant a special permit or variance in order for the proposed work to occur. Do I have a second? Just a sec. I'll repeat that. Heidi, say that again. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway,
Aye.
Brian Murphy,
Aye.
Mark Stiles,
Aye.
Larry Keane,
Aye.
Steve Feeney,
Aye.
and Chris Felisos.
Aye.
Okay, so that hearing is all set. Thank you, Attorney DeLisi and Attorney Galvin, for your help on that.
One
You're
more
welcome.
question.
Yep, go ahead.
Are we putting special permit and variance denied as moot?
You can if you want. It's not necessary. You're welcome to if you want.
I think we're fine with what we just did.
I was just wondering for the heading of the decision.
Oh, on the heading.
Yeah.
Um,
I think on the heading, I might suggest that maybe you just write, finding pre-existing non-conforming two-family dwelling, therefore variance special permit moot. Like, just try and keep it brief, but I would contain the finding in there. That's just my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Just deny it as moot.
Deny it as-
decision.
do I need to
In the
vote on that? We're good.
No, in the decision part, just write in denied as moot.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, moving right along. So for the members of the public and the members of the board, I'm going to go according to our agenda from here on in. And we're going to start with 40 Woodford Circle. Is the applicant here?
Hi, Mike Viviano here for 40 Whitford.
Hi, Mike, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. I'm going to read this into the record and then we'll get right into it.
Okay, thank you.
Case 20-01, Susan Teixwitz, in accordance with 305-10.11 of the Marshfield Municipal Code, the petitioner is seeking a variance for relief from Chapter 305-6.02, Table of Dimensional and Density Regulations, and a special permit in accordance with 305-10.12 to construct a 24-foot by 28-foot garage on the right side, a 24-foot by 16-foot mudroom with three-season porch at the rear, and a 15-foot by 8-foot covered porch at the front of the dwelling on the property located at 40 Whitford Circle, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel I-05-01-32 and is located in an R2 zoning district. So you'll see in front of you the application. We're gonna go. So where this is a request for a variance, we need to make sure that each of these items in Form 2B are identified and are in the affirmative. So number one, the following circumstances relating to soil condition, shape, or topography. And the response is the house is not square with property lines, creating a need for a variance to the right side setback. So before we go any further, I'd like the applicant to explain how the soil conditions, shape, or topography for this particular hearing are important for the request for the variance. So
Sure,
we
happy to
start-
explain. I see
start
the
there?
plot.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
still here.
Yep. So if you could help us out with that.
Sure. So you'll see this is actually a corner lot on the big curved part of the street. Our variance request is for the
I
right
wasn't able
side.
to Zoom on, but I was able to get on by phone.
That's not me.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead,
all right.
Mike. Sorry about that.
This is what happens. We're good.
So this house was built in 1965. The owner purchased it in 2017. If you see on the right side of this lot, the house was built much further to the right side, and also the house was not parallel to that right side lot line. If this was pushed over further left, or if this was built parallel with it, we probably wouldn't have run into this issue with needing the variance of that right side lot line.
Okay. So you're requesting, you're actually becoming more non-conforming by going into that setback.
So the variance is, there's two things, the special permit, but in this case right here, this variance, we need 15 feet to that setback line. But to
Right.
build a two-car garage at 24 feet, which is the minimum, we're requesting that variance from that setback line.
Okay. So are you arguing the shape of your lot, the soil, or the topography is causing the request for that variance?
I think part of it is the shape of the lot isn't helping at all.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. Go back to the application. Andrew, please. Okay, so no, there's a hardship here. Okay. Abutting, no issues. Okay, great.
We also submitted a letter from the neighbor that this most affects to the right of this lot. They had no objections.
Okay. All righty. We have the deed for this, Andrew? All righty. And why don't we go back to the site plan? Is that what you have queued up? Thanks. So we're looking at the site plan again. So if you wouldn't mind explaining to us the proposed areas, and Andrew, our building commissioner, will outline them as we go through it.
Sure. Currently existing is everything except for the garage. We are proposing to tear off part of the back, which is a small mudroom that's somebody had thrown on, just thrown on there. It's not built very well. So as part of this project in the rear, where Andrew was just highlighting, we're going to now pour concrete in there. And then the enclosed porch area, the three-season area, that's actually currently a deck. So there's really no addition in volume to that at all. So the changes would be to the right where the garage is. That's all new. And also we'll be getting rid of the stoop in the front and making that a front covered porch area.
Okay.
So everything conforms there except for the garage. The house itself, we were requesting the special permit because we're 39.2 feet for frontage from the front setback. We need 40 feet. So that's why we have a request for the special permit.
Okay.
Mike, this is Andrew. If I remember correctly now, on this side of the house, these are all bedrooms, is that correct? And this is kind of like the kitchen and dining room and living room and like more of the shared area of the house, is that correct?
Absolutely, that is correct, yes. Currently, the driveway comes in the right-hand side as well.
So that explains why you wouldn't put it on the other side.
Yeah, it would go right through the master bedroom.
Okay.
And you said there's an abutters letter of support?
Yeah, the owner emailed in a letter from the abutter to the right. They should have.
Do you have that, Lynn?
I don't have that.
No, I may not have included it in the file, and I apologize.
Well, I don't know if the abutter is here or not.
Nancy, did you receive the letter?
I honestly don't know. Usually when I receive something, I file it right away.
Okay.
But I can't say yes or no.
Do you have it, Mike?
I don't have it on me, but the owner, when she dropped off the checks for the fees, brought it to the office. She hand delivered it to the office.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't scan it when I scanned the applications then.
Okay. I was thinking we could have somebody email it to Andrew right now, but we'll take your word for it that the abutter is in favor of this project. Any other questions from the board on the site plan and this request for variance and special permit with relationship to that right side setback? Thank you. So it's a one bay? I'm sorry.
It's one large garage door, but it's going to fit 2 cars. When you try to make a garage as small as 24 feet, if you have a car that's of any size, it's hard to get into a smaller garage door. So that's why we are going to frame it that way.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Any questions?
I would like to hear from the public in the, confirm the abutter on the right that response to.
I did just have
That's
that.
really interesting.
I apologize. I did just have that letter emailed to me as well, and I can forward that to Andrew once I'm off of this call.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Thank you. Any questions from the public? Okay, no.
So Andrew should have that letter now.
All right. Just hold on for a second while he does his magic.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. How you doing, Andrew?
What's that, Lynn?
Have you received the email?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, let's take this opportunity to have the board weigh in on this being a variance and on meeting the requirements for the variance. I'd like to hear what the rest of the board has to say. Brian?
Go ahead, sorry. Oh, I'm okay with it, Lynn.
Okay. Heidi, wait a minute. I gotta get you off. Heidi,
Yeah.
are you okay with this variance for the 12.7?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Mark Stiles?
I am, as long as the affected neighbor is.
Okay. Larry Keane?
Yes, I'm fine also, as long as the abutting neighbor's okay with it. I'm fine.
Mr. Feeney?
I echo the sentiment of the last two.
Okay, and Chris Polisos?
Same, contingent on the letter.
Okay.
I'm having problems like bringing up my email right now for whatever reason on the screen.
So, why don't we move forward into our next hearing? Is
I
that-
do have the letter here.
Oh, okay, you have the letter, excellent.
I do have it, yep.
Okay, can you read it to us?
Certainly.
If you can't visualize.
December 1st, 2020, to whom it may concern. I am the property owner at 32 Whitford Circle, Marshfield, Massachusetts. My parcel abuts 40 Whitford Circle to the east. The owner of 40 Whitford Circle, Susan, Tiswicks, has described a proposed building addition on her property to me. She explained the proposed footprint for the garage and driveway would exceed typical expected side yard setback for our residential zoning, R2. I am writing in support of her application for zoning variance and confirm I have no objection to the proposed plan for 40 Whitford Circle. Kind regards, Doreen Corsano,
Excellent.
32 Whitford Circle.
All right, thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Okay, with that being said, I'd like to make a motion to close case 21-01 for 40 Whitford Circle, closing the special permit and the variance. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Heidi. All those in favor? Lynn Fiddler? Aye. Heidi Conway?
Aye.
Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Steve Feeney?
Aye.
Chris Polisos?
Aye.
Okay.
Can I just ask which votes?
Yeah, Lynn, Brian, Heidi, Mark, Steve Feeney.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so where this is a variance board, we need to assure that we have the applicant argue the shape of the lot. As a starting point for a variance. I understand every variance is specific to its own dimensions, et cetera, and other things going on with it. But, and here's our letter. So I would be okay with moving forward and taking a vote on the special permit and then moving towards a variance. Any deliberation?
Anything, Brian?
Want to pull up a variance on the board? Sure we got it right. Thank you. So topography, literal enforcement.
Holy hell, Lynn.
Want to go to the next one, Andrew? Okay. Alrighty. Next. We've already looked at it, but. Alrighty. So I'd like to make a motion that we grant the special permit for case 21-01. There is a, I noticed there was a shed on it. We're not endorsing the shed, but it looked like it was fine on the lot. All state, municipal, local laws and regulations to be abided by, and that's it. So do I have a second? Oh, I have to keep, do I have a second? Heidi, say it again.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of granting the special permit? Lynn Fiddler, aye. Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Heidi Conway? Say it again, Heidi.
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Steve Feeney?
Aye.
And Chris Felicis?
Aye.
Thank you. So that's all set. We're going to make a motion. I'm going to make a motion to grant the variance with the same conditions. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Heidi. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway,
Aye.
Brian Murphy,
Aye.
Mark Stiles,
Aye.
Larry Keane,
Aye.
Steve Feeney,
Aye.
Chris Felicis.
Aye.
Alrighty. So case 21-01 has been approved. The variance has been approved with a vote of 5-0, and actually all of us are unanimous, and the variance as well. So you're all set, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice evening.
Okay, good night.
Case 2102, 48 Longview Terrace. Do we have the applicant here with us this evening? The applicant here with us for 2102. Remind you that you need to press *6 if you're dialing. Nancy, have you been in touch with Elaine Fagan?
Not since we rescheduled the meeting.
Do you have any way of reaching her?
I do not.
All right, let's just move down to case 2103, but if you see her pop up, let me know.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we're moving on to case 2103, Cara Bassignani. Sorry if I'm messing up your name. 20 Massasoit Avenue.
Walter Sullivan for the applicant, and Dr. Bassignani is also on the call with us.
Walter Sullivan. Dr. Okay. All right, I'm going to read this into the record and we'll get right to it, okay?
Thank you.
2103 Cara Bascagnani and Dr. Bascagnani, in accordance with 305-10.11 of the Marshfield Municipal Code, the petitioner is seeking a variance for relief from 305-6.02 Table of Dimensional and Density Regulation to construct a 10-foot by 12-foot shed on the property located at 20 Massasoit Avenue, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel M08-1405 and is located in an R3 district.
Good evening.
Yeah, so Walter, if you know what we just went through with the other variants, would you help us work through your application and an explanation for the variance?
I would, and I believe Dr. Basnani will help me with respect to the hardship prong. So this is a single family home in the R3. It's also in the flood zone, in the AO flood zone. It's 20 Massasoit Ave, and Dr. Bascagnani lives there, single family home, and she's seeking to erect a 10-foot by 12-foot shed. This home, because of the lot and the fact that it's in the flood zone and the configuration of the home, the structure itself does not have a basement. As you might know, Dr. Bascagnani is a veterinarian, and she shelters Doberman pincers. She has a lot of equipment, and without a basement or any other type of structure to store the equipment, it makes it very difficult for her. And there's no basement in this property due to the flood zone and also the location of the new home. This house was bought by Dr. Bascagnani in 2018, but it was reconstructed in 2017. There had been a cape on this property roughly in the same place. It's actually 2 lots, as is indicated in the right-hand corner of the site plan. And the house straddles both lots. So there's effectively no place else for her to store equipment. And so in the first prong, we're arguing due in part to the location of the house originally and as reconstructed in the flood zone, that is unique to this lot, justifying a finding by this board that we've satisfied that requirement for the variance. I can move on to the hardship if that pleases the chair of the board.
I'd like to hear what you have to say, and then Andrew could put up the site plan so the board can see what we're working with. Thank you.
Thank you. So Dr. Bascagnani would like to speak a little to the use and the need for it. She's available, I think, hopefully not on without mute. Doctor?
Hi. So basically, as Walter mentioned, I rescue Dobermans and I train them to compete nationally in dog sports. Typically, agility is the main dog sport that I compete in. I purchased the double lot so that I would have ample room for them, to run, to play, but also to train them and set up their equipment. The equipment just involves tunnels, jumps, like small dog walks and things like that. And the shed would allow me to house that material on the property. And if the shed is sort of offset in one area of the yard, that would give me the most room available to set it up and to train them and run them on the equipment.
Thank you. So if it's okay with the chair, I can hit the other elements for the variance.
Can you just show us where the lot splits here? Is there
The what, Lynn?
it's 2 lots and I don't understand.
This plot plan I have showing a single lot,
Yeah,
10,000 square feet is the minimum size for R3.
Right, so they've been merged, but if you look in the right-hand corner of the Stenbeck and Taylor plan, I think it shows you they were originally divided. Yep, up there in the right-hand corner.
Oh, okay.
Zoning, they've merged.
Okay. So what we're looking at is the merge. That's the previous. So the actual.
No, that's just the location. I mean, that's Lowell Ave, Chickatawba. These are all different houses in here. That's not a merged lot.
No,
I can't see that.
I can represent to the board that the deed describes it as two specific lots. And the deed is included in the package.
So let's go back to the deed and see what we have.
Sure.
Two parcels.
For the record, we acknowledge that it's 0.23 acres and they've merged.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
Sure. We recognize that the lot is 0.23 acres or roughly 10,000 square feet, and these two parcels have merged for the purposes of zoning.
Okay.
The house straddles right down the middle of these two parcels.
Okay. All right.
So as the doctor indicated, there is no basement, no garage on this property. So there would be substantial hardship if she didn't have the shed. There would be no detriment to the neighborhood. The other structures in this neighborhood have structures that are with similar setbacks and both rear and side. Most of the homes have garages. Some are of newer construction. So there would be no detriment. This is a use and a structure that's consistent with other homes in the neighborhood. It certainly doesn't derogate from the intent of the bylaw. It's a rather modest 10-foot by 12-foot shed, not a domicile, nor would it ever be. The little enforcement of this depriving her of the setback would be a true hardship to the doctor and would serve no useful purpose. As indicated that there are other homes, many in this neighborhood that have the same type of setbacks, and it would deprive her of the enjoyment of the rear yard. She wouldn't be able to use it for which many people seek to use their rear yard. So it's consistent with this neighborhood, and for those reasons, we would pray that the board grant the relief for the variance. We believe there are abutters who are on this call and I think are supportive of this application.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I'd like to hear from any abutters.
Let's,
Yes, I'm in a butter.
just a second, sir. Do we have a proposed architectural of the shed?
No, this is it, just the plot plan, 10 by 12 shed.
Walter, do you have an architectural rendering of the shed?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, we did not submit it, just as the rendering that the building inspector showed you. It's
Okay.
10 by 12 and it's traditional Cape design.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
One question, if I could, Lynn.
Sure.
Mr. Sullivan, why that corner of the lot? I've looked at the satellite overhead. It seems to be directly, almost within feet of 17 Lowell Street on the backside. I can share the screen if you want.
No, absolutely. So as the doctor was attesting, the use she's going to use it for is, Mr. Belizos, is for the animals and for storing their equipment. To place it anyplace else would effectively swallow the rest of the lot and make it unusable for the animals. And as we indicated, there are other garages and other sheds in this neighborhood that have similar setbacks. So it's the best use of the yard with the way the house is structured, and also it's perpendicular from the driveway, as you'll note in the site plan.
Do we have the person from 17 Lowell? Have we heard from them?
I think that we may hear from them in a little bit. Andrew, is there a building code? I mean, I know what the setbacks are. Is there a concern with putting a shed so close to the property boundary?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's specific building codes about building structures within 5 feet of a lot line requires rated wall assemblies. Within 3 feet, it gets even more restrictive. So there are definitely issues that I'm concerned about there. Not to mention that it is one parcel. It's not two parcels anymore. They merged the parcels. The house obviously is in the new parcel. So it's a conforming lot right now.
Yeah.
This would be creating a nonconformity that's also by code of fire danger. Now, look, I know there's a lot of sheds down in that neighborhood and all over Marshfield there where people aren't necessarily, going by the setbacks, but those are illegal. And if I spent all my time enforcing illegal setbacks on sheds, I would not be able to actually enforce, a lot of the real stuff that happens in town. But I just, I'm happy to work with people on their setbacks with sheds of certain sizes in certain neighborhoods where it is more restrictive and is a historical use of that. But I'm not, 5 feet is that you're triggering all sorts of building code stuff at beyond 5 feet.
Madam Chair, just for the record, obviously we comply with all fire codes if the board granted the variance. We understand the heightened requirements that would be applicable. And obviously, my client is very sensitive to that since her dogs would be using this.
So it sounds to me that perhaps the building commissioner is trying to make a point that if it was 5 feet from the property boundary, you would have less of a concern from his side of the story. So I don't know if it's something that you would like to consider, but at 2 feet from this board, I'm not inclined to think that this is a variance. The shape, the size, I understand the hardship, but I'm not understanding the variance side of it. So
Hey, Lynn, I'm trying to understand, what are the dogs her dogs, or is she training the dogs? I don't understand the dogs.
Yeah.
Well, if the doctor could address that, and I think if the board, we're hearing the board and we understand the building inspector's concerns, and we can make 5 feet work somehow or another. But doctor, could you explain for Mr. Stiles what specifically you would use this shed for?
To house the agility equipment and probably some yard equipment. The dogs wouldn't be in the shed per se, no. And they are my own dogs, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? All right, let's try again. Would the public like to weigh in on this hearing?
Yes, my name is Mike Fay.
Mike, would you spell your last name, please?
F-A-Y, F as in Frank.
And what's your address, please?
169 Plymouth Ave.
Okay, Mike, are you in favor or
I'm in favor of the shed, and if I speak on behalf of the entire neighborhood, because I've spoken with everybody in the neighborhood, nobody has a problem with the shed.
Okay. And are you adjacent to this property?
I'm about 3 houses away.
Okay.
And any fire concerns, she's directly across the street from the fire station on Massasoit Ave.
Okay.
There's a large driveway that I would assume she would be housing a snow blower in, and there's no other place to put it except for in the shed, and it's a perfect location for her yard tools like a lawnmower and a snow blower to go in. And you cannot put it in the other corner of the backyard because historically, I've been in this neighborhood for 38 years. Historically, during a heavy rain, that corner gets a large puddle. So that's the only place it can go.
Okay.
Everyone is in favor of the shed. We have no concerns as far as the neighborhood. And we support it.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public?
Yes, my name is Ron Knowles. I'm in the butter to Kara. I'm at 24 Massasoit Ave, and I have no problem with the shed.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments from the public? Okay. Any questions from the board?
Yes, Attorney Sullivan, you said your client would be willing to move this to the 5-foot mark from that back property line. Is that correct?
We would, and we could certainly revise the plan when we submit it to the building inspector.
So that 3 feet wouldn't make a big deterrent to her, correct?
No, she just indicated, but the document indicated we'll make it work.
Okay. Would you be better with that, Andrew?
Definitely.
Heidi,
I
can you,
think that could. I think that could be a good compromise.
Heidi, you're echoing into my phone.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. Sorry, everybody, I'm having a technical. Heidi, if I put you on speakerphone, I can't text you or anything, so,
I'm gonna take you off speak.
yeah, take off speaker on your computer. And then we should be okay.
All right.
Sorry, folks, give me a second. That sounds better. All right, thank you. Heidi, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Sorry, everybody. Larry, are you all set with your answer?
Yes, with the compromise to satisfy Andrew and with the support of the neighbors, I think I'm all set.
Okay, any other comments from the public? Okay, any further comments from the board?
I'd be a lot happier if I heard it from the person behind him.
Yeah,
Their house is actually on the market, unfortunately.
okay, thank
They
you.
weren't on the notification list, correct? They were notified?
I'm not sure.
I don't think anyone lives there.
One directly behind it, Heidi?
Yes.
Whoever is owner of record was notified.
The owner of record, but if they're selling it, okay. All right, I think that we are okay to close, unless you want, maybe we should take another roll call first where it's a variance. Brian, what do you think?
I'm okay with what we've done. I think everyone's voiced their opinion. I think we can move to discuss it, close it.
Okay, all right, then, I will move forward to request that we close this hearing. Case 2103, I'd like to make a motion that we close 2103 for 20 Massasoit Avenue, for the variance. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Heidi. All those in favor? Aye. Heidi?
Sorry.
Heidi, aye. Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Did we read Bob's thing?
What's Bob's thing?
His comments? We read them, right?
I did not see them on this. I don't have them. I could pull them up.
They were on an email. I just want to make sure that we're.
Can you send that to Andrew? Andrew, have
I
you
just want to make sure
received?
that we're covering things.
Yeah, Andrew, have you received Bob Galvin's comments? We don't need to pull.
Hey, Lynn, it's Tony.
Wait a minute, Andrew. Wait. Take that off.
Yeah, take that off.
Take that off. Thank you.
Tony.
So Bob he had to step off because he had a different hearing in, I think Holbrook, and he's going to jump back on. But don't share his comments because that's legal advice.
I was just asking.
Yeah. Yep. And then second of all, whatever he commented on, you guys can read, but I can also say that you've discussed what he wrote just about the elements of the variance and the specifics of the property. So there's nothing that he added that you guys didn't already discuss as to this property.
Okay, so make sure, because I haven't had a chance to review that and make sure that we're all on. I'm sure many of us have, but I did not get a chance to review that. Alrighty, so then I'd like to continue. Heidi, we had closed it with Heidi seconding. Lynn, aye. Heidi, aye. Murph, aye. Mark Stiles,
Aye.
Mr. Feeney,
Yeah.
Aye, if you didn't hear me.
Thank you. Larry Keane,
Aye.
Chris Felicis?
Aye.
All right.
So,
So this hearing is now closed. Folks, do we need to, this is addressed to the board, to address the variance and how the board feels on this? Brian?
I'm okay with it if they can work it out with Andrew. I just don't, I'm uncomfortable with the 2-foot distance, and I'd like to see it further away. And I also am unsure if they just did a 8x8 shed. I don't think that needs a permit.
Okay, so you're suggesting that it's okay to grant a variance for this particular hearing?
I'm not comfortable with the 2-foot distance. I thought the applicant said he was going to go to 5.
Yeah, I understand that to be true as well. So for the purposes of what we're doing right now, the condition would be 5-foot setback on both those corners on that shed. That's where we're going. Heidi, what's your take?
I think the shed, they should be able to move the shed so that it doesn't require a variance.
So that would require.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay, so you would not be in favor because they don't meet the criteria for a variance.
Right. I think it's self-imposed.
Self-imposed. Mark Stiles?
Yeah, I mean, I typically would not have a problem with this if we could hear from that abutting neighbor that we're apparently not going to hear from. So I would be in favor if they were pushing it to that 5-foot.
You would be okay if it was.
Yeah. I'd be okay with this if the abutting neighbor was available.
But they're not available. So how do you stand?
No, I mean, I'd be agreeable the way it stands. With 5 feet, I'm good.
Oh, with 5 feet. Okay, thank you. Okay. Mr. Feeney?
I guess I feel the same way as long as the building inspector's okay with it, with the 5 feet back, then I might be inclined to go with it.
Okay. Larry Keane?
Yes, I'm okay with the 5-foot mark, and we did acknowledge that the resident of record, the owner of record in the back lot had been notified. If the house is on the market, anybody purchasing it would be aware of it, so I'm fine.
Okay. Chris Felicis?
I think I'm with Heidi on this. If we had some more information from the owner of record, or maybe want to open them 7 days to get something, then I could be okay with the 5 feet. But it's right on that person's back door. It's asking for trouble down the line.
Yeah. So I'm actually with you on this, Chris, as far as the variance. It doesn't meet the criteria for a variance, in my opinion. I understand the hardship and the importance to this applicant, even with the 5 feet. So I don't know what to do about this one. Is there anything, Brian, that could sway either of us to change our minds?
I don't think so. I think you guys are uncomfortable with the distance to the other house and lack of notification. I can respect that. It's whatever you two are comfortable with. I was actually going to give my vote to either Chris or Larry on this anyways, but whatever you want to do, Lynn.
Okay. All
Now,
right.
Lynn, real quick, if there is a concern with that budding neighbor, could we put this off for a week and give them time to get notification from the neighbor? Would that?
We just closed it. We would have to reopen it and try to work that out. But right now, polling the vote right now would be a denial of the variance.
Just for the applicant would not be opposed to reopening.
Perhaps to give the applicant the benefit of the doubt, we could reopen this hearing, give it another couple of weeks, and get a little bit more information before we go to a vote. So in light of
Are you and Heidi or Chris willing to change your minds about this if you get a positive answer from the abutter or know that they've been notified?
If I know that they've been notified, we're at 5 feet. I would possibly, yeah.
But if you're uncomfortable, I mean, it's up to you. Can open it if you want. It's just.
But I'm just one vote, but we need four of the 5 votes.
Right. It looks like we have
variance.
3, you know.
What?
It looks like we have 2 or 3 against it, so it's up to you.
I mean,
I'm certainly open to change my mind. I really would like to hear from those folks, even if it's on the market.
right. Okay. So why don't we give the applicant the benefit of the doubt rather than pushing for a vote tonight, and then we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. And I think that's the best way to go with this. So let's make a motion to reopen case 21-3. Do I have a second? Oh, wait a minute. Heidi, are you still there?
Yeah, second.
Thank you. Lynn Fiddler, aye. Murph?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane? Larry Keane? Larry, you're muted. Chris Belisos?
Aye.
Larry Keane? We have the votes to continue to go back and reopen this hearing. So we're gonna I'm sure Larry is working on his audio. So folks, we're going to make a motion to continue this. What's the next hearing, Nancy? February 8th, 6:30? I think that's right. I'm sorry, February 9th. So I'm going to make a motion to continue this hearing to February 9th at 6:30. Do I have a second?
Second.
Heidi, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Murph? Murph?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Chris Feeney? Sorry, Mr. Feeney, Steve Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
I actually got kicked off and I just got back in. What are we doing here to reopen it?
Yeah, we already reopened it. We got a vote of 5-0 while you were on. We lost your audio. Right now, we're continuing it to February 9th.
That's fine with me.
Thank you. Chris Belisos?
Sure. Aye.
Excellent. All righty. So Walter, we will see you and address this again on February 9th.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. We are at case 2108, 115 Monitor Road. Do we have the applicant? Oh, did I mess up? Just a second. I'm sorry, I messed up.
Which one are we on?
I was on the wrong page.
Okay.
I take that back. We're at 9 Beach Street. Do we have the applicant 2104? Laurie McDonald Wheeler?
I'm here, Dick Rockwood.
Hi, Dick. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to read this in the record. This is a lot harder than it looks, folks. Okay. 2104, Laurie McDonald Wheeler. The petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-10.12 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to construct a 28-foot by 40-foot second-story addition over the first floor on the property located at 9 Beach Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel M05-13-01A and is located in an R3 zoning district. My name's Lynn Fiddler. I'll be the hearing officer. I can see Dick Rockwood's part of this application. We have the application in front of us. Okay, keep going.
For me, Dick Rockwood. I've done the architectural work for them. Do you want me to speak now or are you going through this, Lynn?
Yeah, just let me go through this for a second and then we'll check the deed out and then get to the architecturals and have you weigh in. All right.
Lynn, can I ask Dick a question? Is this was already approved, the footprint? We're just staying within the footprint?
We are
Yeah.
we are staying inside the footprint.
So all we're looking at here is the same thing, except you're adding volume to the house.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, Dick, go ahead.
So on the Laurie McDonald Wheeler, 9 Beach Street, they want to put a second floor over this house. They had been to the board before about squaring off the corners of the house, and that was all approved. They put a new foundation under the house. Somebody had ill-advised them and said they didn't have to go to the board for a second floor until I met them. And told them that that was still considered volumizing and they had to come to the board. So this is just the Dutch colonial gambrel style. There is the second floor that we're adding over the existing footprint.
Okay. So we don't need to be concerned with the setbacks. We're already at that point.
We're already in and certified.
Yep. We have the deed. It's part of the application. Yep.
Yes, it's in there.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Reminding you to star 6 if you want to be heard. Okay. Any other further comments, Jack?
No, none really.
Okay. All right. I'm all set with closing this hearing. I'd like to make a motion to close 2104 for 9 Beach Street for the second story addition over the first floor that had already been permitted. So I'd like to make a motion. Do I have a second? Oh, wait a minute. I need Heidi.
Second.
Thank you. Lynn Fiddler, aye. To close. Heidi.
Aye.
Murph.
Aye.
Mark Stiles.
Aye.
Mr. Feeney. Steve
Aye. Aye.
Feeney. Larry Keane.
Aye.
Chris Belisas.
Aye.
All righty. So we have closed. I'd like to make a motion to grant the special permit for 9 Beach Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi?
Aye.
Murph?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Chris Belisas?
Aye.
Okay, so we have a vote of 5-0. And that special permit has been granted.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
You have a good night.
Thank you.
Lynn?
Yes, Heidi.
Nancy contacted Mrs. Fagan. They're here online.
Okay, so let's go back.
Hi, I am here.
Actually, Nancy, do you mind? We're going to go into 2104 and then we're going to bounce back to you. You have to wait.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. 2104, do we have the applicant? Or Andrew, are you going to help through this?
Yeah, this is Daniel Serber with Next Grid. I think we're supposed to be 2105.
just for the record.
Oh, good catch. Nancy, did you see that?
I did now.
Is that okay as far as our advertising and everything?
I believe so. It's the address, lot number.
Everybody
The fact that there's a meeting. I don't think that the number would matter.
Okay, I agree with you. I'm just
Tony, what do you think?
Tony?
I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute.
That's
What did you say, Nancy?
I used a duplicate number for the notice. Would that matter?
No, that's okay. We can just correct it now, and then when you write the decision, whatever you're going to write, just make sure you note that you included the incorrect number, and then just put the correct one on the decision.
Gotcha.
Thank you. All right, so Daniel, I'm going to read this into the record and then we'll get started.
Great.
Case 2105, not 2104. Next Grid NFF Marshfield LLC, in accordance with 305-10.11 of the Marshfield Municipal Code, the petitioner is seeking a variance for relief from 305-5.04 Table of Use Regulations to construct 4 solar arrays and 4 solar inverters, the total size of which will be 239.87 kilowatts, DCs of 172 kilowatts, AC on the property located at 1639 Ocean Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel I-08-07-09 and is located in RB zoning district. So you'll see here we have the application in front of us, solar project, town of Marshfield.
Sorry, the fillable version that you're looking at, we sent a supplementary version because this one didn't work. Do you have that?
Do I have it?
Is there another one there, Andrew?
So we're looking at the wrong form? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, all the answers are the same, but the fillable form, you can see that you can't see the full response simply.
Okay. I'm just catching up for a minute.
Andrew, 2021.
Heidi, you're not on mute. I can hear you're on speakerphone.
Go down to the 2021 file.
Yeah, these are the 3 files I have open.
I can read the findings of fact that these are correct, what you see. I'd be happy to. Do you want me to read it now? I have a whole spiel going over the project.
That'd be helpful.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
So 1, the following circumstances relating to soil condition, shape, or topography especially affect the land of structure in question, but do not generally affect the zoning districts for which the land or structure are located.
Yeah, you can just read your response.
Sure. Okay, so a variance is requested for this project because the siting of accessory photovoltaic installation over parking lots is currently a prohibited use in the residential business district. This type of use falls in line with the underlying approved police station and will provide shade and protection from rain and snow for police vehicles that were paid for by taxpayer money. And I wanted to add on this that this the reason we're seeking a variance is because this is a prohibited use because it's considered a ground-mounted solar array. Ground-mounted solar arrays are usually sited on impervious surface. One of the reasons that these regulations is because it doesn't fit in a residential area and because we don't like to add new impervious surface, but this is going over existing parking lot, which does change the soil conditions from a impervious to a paved surface. Do you just want me to quickly move on?
Yeah.
Or do you want to comment on each one?
Yeah. Well, So what you're suggesting is that the parking lot behind the police station, we need to just kind of, maybe if you go to the site plan first, we can understand, and then if we have questions, but otherwise we're going to be spending a long time on that.
Sure.
Let's just get the board up and familiar with the actual project and then work through the application.
Yeah, do you want me to go through the project first?
Yeah, let's start there so we understand. And
Sure. So
yeah.
this is the new police station that you guys are constructing in Marshfield. I'm actually a Marshfield resident. I live right down Ocean Road. I live on Oregon Road, right down Ocean. So I know this corner very well. So you guys know we're building the new police station. We're building these 4 solar arrays, which are going to cover parking spaces, which have already been approved. The structures themselves are they're canopy systems. They're going to be 14.4 feet high for the clearance, and then at the back of the arrays, they're going to be just over 17 feet. That falls into scale pretty well with the existing building, which is 45 feet high. So the structures themselves are really in scale with the approved building that you guys are putting in there. So we think this is a really big win-win for the town, obviously, because it gets you guys income while providing the police department with cover for the vehicles, as well as lighting and protection from snow like we're having tonight. Sorry, I made notes, we're kind of going out of order. So there's been a lot of questions about lighting for the project. So I just wanted to say that we can provide any illumination of lighting, as well as any type of lighting tone or Kelvin. So we can match anything the town wants. But that'll be done during our site plan review hearing, where we'll come with a lighting plan and a color scheme and everything like that. That will be commented on by the various departments, including the police department themselves. So right now, we just need to get a variance for the actual use itself, as I mentioned, which is a prohibited use because it's considered large ground-mounted solar, and there's no definition in your bylaw for canopy solar.
Okay, so our table of uses 5.04. I'm looking so the board. Thank you, Andrew. I have, no, I'm working on page 37 of 158 in the bylaws, but you have the. Tony, do you have comments on this?
I mean, not really. Just that I know you still have to go through the plan and the application and just apply it to the
Okay, so Bob.
variance requirements.
Right, so Bob didn't have any comments on this hearing. It's municipal.
Well, yes, even so, just because it's municipal, it still has to comply.
Right, I understand.
And you can't. And I'm not saying you're saying this, but you can't give municipal applicant more leeway than you might give someone else just because it's a municipal applicant. You got to apply the bylaw to the facts before you, notwithstanding who the applicant actually is.
So that's where I was. So the bylaw for this district. Solar. As the applicant, do you have the specific use that you're requesting?
Well, I mean, we're not even hitting the 250 kilowatt DC limit of a large ground mounted solar photovoltaic array. But we were told that we needed to, that we need to get a variance because this canopy itself is not a, defined use. There's no solar canopy definition in your bylaw.
Right. So if you go to the very last item in number 27, Andrew, is that what we're working with?
No, 20, well, I think it's 21, the large scale ground mounted photovoltaic installations. I think that's what they're talking about.
Non-accessory photovoltaic installation over a parking lot. Right there.
Sorry, thank you.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay, so
Michael Fournette here, that's there, and we did factor that, but it's not an approved use, as you can see, in the residential business zone.
okay, I'm just showing it to the board. So they're also, this is the solar, we see it and then it just needs to be we just need to be reminded of where we are in the use.
Sure.
Well, Len, the closest zone is an R2, right?
Yep.
And it's allowed in the R2, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct, Andrew?
Yeah, yep, that's correct.
Yeah.
It's all R2 surrounding it, and that's a special permit.
Yep. So, okay. So we looked at the actual site plan. As I see it, the applicant will be back in front of us for the actual approval of the site plan. We have an explanation of what these solar inverters are proposed to do. Are there any questions from the board on this particular architectural site plan that you see in front of you for the purposes of a variance?
A little bit outside of that, Lynn, what's the income look like for the town?
I don't know that we are privy to that at this point, but I can ask the applicant.
Mr. Chairman. Madam Chair, it's Michael Moresco, the town administrator. I can answer that. So annually, the town, so this is part of a bigger solar voltaic project that we have going on. We're putting one at the Cap landfill. We're looking to put photovoltaics on top of school roofs. We're looking to put the parking style out there. On this particular project, the town will receive $26,462 a year for the next 20 years, which nets out to $529,240.
Give or take. In
Yes.
pennies, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Does that answer your question? All right.
Yeah, what I was getting at is with the one up at the landfill, Attorney Galvin was pretty vocal on that. He had quite a bit to say, more than on this one. I appreciate Michael chiming in on that. It's important.
Absolutely, Commissioner.
So for the one on Clay Pit, we had the decision up in front of us, and we were able to work through that as a board. I might suggest that might be the best route for this particular variance. I don't know how the rest of the board feels, especially where we don't have the application in front of us in a clear format. What do you think, Brian?
I agree. I think it's acceptable.
You agree that we should get our decision up and then work through it next time? What are you agreeing on?
Yeah, I'm agreeing. We can answer that. You don't think we can answer this tonight?
We could, well, last time when we worked through it where it was specific to a variance and we had several conditions, I just don't want to work through it and not have the conditions in front of us.
Some of these things allowed to see on site. I think
I think that would be, I think that would be a great thing to do for
What
everyone.
did Tony say about
And I
in
can help
the R2? Isn't this
help
allowed?
to, anybody that has need to, or.
I thought they applied for both.
Applied too, but we're here to help.
So this is a permitted use in the R2, but this is in the residential business district, the RB district. But the houses that are abutters are all R2.
R2s. As we just showed in the table of uses. So,
Doesn't that make it a special permit?
well, it's because of the impervious. Correct, Dan?
Well, I thought this police station will be in the PB zone district, the RB zone
yeah.
district, the residential business, which is one of the only 2 zone districts in town where this isn't allowed.
Where is he saying this?
They just pulled up the table of uses.
It's RB.
It's an RB zoning district,
Right.
but the
The adjacent residential zoning district is R2. In the most, the closest adjacent residential district, it's allowed with a special permit. That was the only
$5,000
point we were trying to
in which
make.
Mr. Reynolds would.
Okay.
Nancy, I'm hearing a lot of background.
That he's mentioning that.
Thank you.
Going to be, coming before you.
And Nancy, I sent the application to you again, with that's got the proper format. I think it was just a filling error of it. The wrap
It's
text.
wrap, yeah.
Form issue was a problem, but I did resend the correct version that we had included.
And I was able to get into my email and I just sent it to Andrew from before.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sorry, I don't want this to get too confusing, but as far as conditions, are you talking about conditions that relate to the financial mechanisms of this?
No, I'm just
Okay.
no, I'm talking about the actual, we're just getting into it, so. We had conditions for the site plan and the special permit at Clay Pit, but where this is just a variance,
It's kind of like a fancy big parking meter for the town. Only
yeah, I understand that.
the residents don't have to pay for it.
I understand that. So the application, as we just saw it with the 7 items, is the board in favor of the application as it was presented? Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi, I'm just doing a roll call for the variance. Heidi, oops, sorry. Oh. You're on speaker. Heidi, you there? Did I lose you? Technical difficulties. I'll move on. Murph,
I'm in favor as it's written.
Mr. Feeney,
Aye.
Larry Keane.
Yes, I'm good.
We're just taking a roll call and then I'll go to close. Chris Belisos?
Aye.
Okay. I'm trying to get Heidi. Heidi, you there? I gotta call her.
You missed Mark, I think.
Mark Stiles? No, I had him.
You did skip me, but
Oh, I did? I'm
yeah.
sorry.
It's fine.
Are you
5
good?
out of 7.
Are you good with this?
I am.
Heidi, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, you're back. Thank you. So Heidi, we're just, I lost you there for a minute. So we're just taking a roll call before closing the hearing for the variance. for 2105. Are you okay with us moving forward? Based
Yeah,
on the-
I mean, I guess
We just went through the 7 items on their application.
Okay.
They didn't have the scroll, the wraparound on the, so we just got that resolved.
Okay.
So are you good?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions from the public? Okay, no questions from the public. Did I do a proper roll call on everybody? Did I get you, Chris? On that?
Yes, you got me.
Okay. All right. I think that based on what I'm hearing and what we're seeing so far, I think that we're okay to move forward to close this hearing. And remind the board that next time they'll be in front of us and we'll get into the nitty gritty of exactly what is going on and the site plan lighting is all that stuff. So I'd like to make a motion to close case 2105, Next Grid NFF, Marshfield LLC for 1639 Ocean Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Heidi. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi.
Aye.
Murph.
Aye.
Mark Stiles.
Aye.
Mr. Feeney.
Aye.
Larry Keane.
Aye.
Chris Blisos.
Aye.
Okay. So case 2105 is now closed. And the board is, I already roll called everybody as far as their acceptance to the variance and the conditions as outlined. Any other comments from the board or deliberation necessary? Okay. In that case, I'd like to make a motion to grant the variance. Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway,
Aye.
Brian Murphy,
Aye.
Mark Stiles,
Aye.
Steve Feeney,
Aye.
Larry Keane,
Aye.
Chris Blisos.
Aye.
All right, so it's a unanimous vote to approve case 2105. Make a note that it was not 2104, that it is 2105. All righty, very good. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. So we're going to go
Take care.
back. Bye. We're going to go back to case 2102. Is the board okay to continue or do we need a short break?
Can we take a 2-minute break?
I'd like to make a motion to take a, what time is it? 1 minute.
28.
8:11. We'll go back at this at 8:15. All those in favor? Short,
Aye.
a short recess. Aye. Lynn Fiddler, aye. Murph,
Aye.
Mark Stiles,
Aye.
Mr. Feeney,
Aye.
Larry Keane,
Aye.
Chris Blisos.
Aye.
All right, a very short recess, folks. Thank you. We'll be right back at it. All right, everybody. 8:21. Actually, it's 8:14. Sorry, my phone is messing up right now. Call this meeting back to order. Hi, Heidi. I was unable to gain access to my emails. Okay. So I am going to grab grab a phone and then another phone here and see if I can, I'm having technical difficulties with it. So give me a second. I'm going to call it back to hearing. I can't run a hearing and do it at the same time.
Hi, I just want to let everyone know that I just muted everyone. So you'll need to unmute to speak.
Hello?
It's 8:16. We're going to call this meeting back to order. This is Lynn Fiddler. This is the ZBA. We're working on case 2102 for Elaine Fagan, and the applicant wasn't here earlier on this evening. So we're going to get right to this, and we have the application.
Permit.
So do we have the applicant?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to read this into the record and then we'll get going. Case 2102 Elaine Fagan, the petitioner seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-10.12 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to construct a 5-foot 5-inch by 19-foot farmer's porch on the property located at 48 Longview Terrace, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel K1005-17 and is located in an R3 zoning district. And we have the application. Okay. Deed. All right. So if the applicant would like to explain what they have planned.
Okay. We just wanted to put a small porch on the front of the house, which when I went and met with the building commissioner, he explained to me what it was that I was doing, which was adding volume to a non-conforming structure on a non-conforming side setback and in a non-conforming lot. But unfortunately, that's just where I live. I mean, the whole neighborhood is the same. But anyway, it's to improve our house, and I'm just hoping that it will be okay, because I don't think it'll impact the neighborhood or anything, except to make it better.
Okay, do you have a, it's just a typical, do you have the, okay. Andrew, do you have any comments?
Yeah, so they're coming out 5'6" from the front of the house. If you see on the site plan, they have 20.5. So that's where they're going to go the 5.6. So the new farmer's porch is going to be right at the minimum setback required. So the volume that they're adding is going to conform with the setbacks. The only reason they're seeking relief is because of this 9-foot side setback, making the house non-conforming on a 5,000-foot non-conforming lot. But the addition that they're proposing is going to be 5'6" off the front, making it a conforming addition.
Okay.
The only non-conformity would be along this side at the 9-foot mark.
So we don't have an engineering plan for their proposal.
We don't have an engineering plan, but we have their building plan.
Yeah.
My builder made a drawing.
Yep.
Yep.
Is this an engineering plan that I'm looking at? What am I looking at? Do we have it?
On the site plan doesn't have the proposed location for it. Correct?
No, it's not drawn into the site plan, no.
Right. Okay.
Is this proposed, oh, is this old?
Can you expand on that, Andrew? My eyes are starting.
Lynn, it's Bob Galvin.
Hi, Bob.
Hi. I think the problem you have here is that in all likelihood, this is perfectly permissible. The problem is that things are drawn in hand without proper scale, and it looks like it fits. And if it fits, it'd be perfectly permissible. The problem is you can't ensure that, and you don't want them to build it, then find out they're a foot off into the front, because then that would have required a variance. So either they could get the plan now, which would make it easy to show that they're not extending into the front yard setback, or you could make it a condition, but if they come back and they're short, they're going to be looking for a variance. So it seems to me one of those things where if you call up one of the survey companies and just have them put it on a plan, we'll know that we're doing it the right way and probably save them some time and money and aggravation.
Right.
Well, I thought that I drew it. Maybe you don't have a copy of the plan, but I thought we drew it on the plan when I was with Andrew. It's sort of shaded in. Maybe you just have.
It's just not professional as far as the actual, that you drew it in correct, and we can understand it, but it's not to the T.
I mean, I don't want to see people have to go to extra expense where they don't have to, but I think we would want someone to certify, at least in its as-built condition, that it met the setbacks. And if they build it and it doesn't, then they got a real problem on their hands. So where it's this close, it might make sense for them to do that. But, you know, if they want it and they're willing to proceed at their own risk, then it has to be modified to get under that threshold. I guess that's an option the board has. I mean, look at it. It looks like it's a permissible project, but I'm just trying to be practical about it. You don't want them to be wrong on this and then have twice the expense to undo it.
Could we approve Andrew's, you know, when they go for the building permit, they provide a plot plan that shows that this is accurate?
Yep. Prior to the issuance of a building permit, they could provide a plan showing that the proposed porch will meet the front yard setback.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Good idea, Brian.
That would be done by a professional land surveyor.
Surveyor, right?
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
So is that part of the application process, Andrew, or is that a condition that we would need to work into this?
Condition.
That would be a condition, because it's not necessarily a requirement that I have a certified land surveyor plot plan.
Okay. So as a condition to granting the special permit, we would need an as-built with the proposed porch, but done by a land surveyor. Am I understanding it correctly?
Prior to the issuance or of a building permit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an as-built, a plot plan certifying that the proposed addition will meet the front yard setback requirement.
Okay, I'm writing this down. I need to have a plot plan.
It's going to
as
be in a
condition.
potential condition. You don't have to write it down.
That certifies. Yeah, you'll
Okay.
get that from us.
Okay,
Then you can work with Andrew.
okay. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Did we have the deed for this?
You should.
Yeah, we looked at that already.
Did we look at it? Okay, I didn't check it off. Okay. All right, sounds like we are going to condition this, and let's close this first though. Case 2102 for 48 Longview Terrace. I'd like to make a motion to close. Do I have a second? Heidi? Go ahead, say it again, Heidi.
Yep.
Second to close?
Yes.
2102? Yes, okay. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler? Aye. Heidi?
Aye.
Murph?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Chris Blazos?
Aye.
Okay, so case 2102 is closed. I'd like to reiterate to the board that for case 2102, the condition would be that the applicant provide to the board and to the building commissioner prior to the issuance of a building permit, a plot plan certifying the setbacks. Did I get that right, Bob?
Compliance with the front yard setback.
Compliance with the front yard setback. Thank you. Okay. All those in favor of granting the special permit? Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway?
Aye.
Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Chris Blazos?
Aye.
All right. All right. I think we're good with that. Unanimous vote. Nancy, you have any questions? Closed and granted?
I'm all set.
Okay.
So Elaine, you should be all set. We'll send you the information.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. So we're going to go back now that we took care of that. We're at 2106. Do we have Jennifer Wallace with us this evening? Jennifer Wallace or her representative?
I thought I saw her name on the list of participants.
I'm here. This is Jennifer.
Okay. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
I'm going to read this into the record and then we'll get started.
Terrific.
Okay. 2106, Jennifer Wallace, a petitioner seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-11.09 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to create a residential accessory apartment within the existing structure on the property located at 165 Plain Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel F08-02-12A and is located in an R2 zoning district. So you'll see in front of you the application. All right. And do we have the deed?
Yep, we have a deed.
We have the deed. Does it meet the application for the lot size?
Lynn, there was a previous one they granted 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
So they're coming in front of us again for,
It's a new owner.
it's a new
I'm
owner.
the new
Okay.
owner. Mhm.
Okay, all right.
Are they doing something new?
Is there anything, Heidi's asking you, Jennifer, is there anything new about the accessory unit?
No, absolutely nothing. My understanding is that, this was approved previously, but when there's a new owner, the new owner has to go back up and go through the process again. So
Right.
that's what I'm doing here, but no, there's absolutely been no change.
So you live in the property
Correct.
at 165 Plain? Okay,
Correct.
and you meet all the conditions as identified?
Correct.
Okay.
It's for the second floor, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
This is gonna be your primary residence?
That is correct.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Heidi, you're all set? You looked into this one?
Me?
Yeah. You're all set.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is the board okay with this? Nancy, procedurally, for the residential accessory apartment, and Andrew, they have to repeat and come back in front of you next February?
No, just the new owners have to come to the board. Then they have to certify by the end of January each year with the building department that they
Okay.
still have the accessory apartment.
So would she have to do that again well, we're in January, but
Yeah, but this won't close until, by the time she files it, we'll be well into February.
okay.
So I don't think she would need to certify this time.
Okay, so she's clear sailing till next January.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Is that how you understand it, Andrew?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And I just want to confirm my understanding too as the applicant. My understanding is that the process for annually is a letter to me that I need to certify that it's my primary, in fact, my primary residence. There's no hearing or anything else on an annual
Correct.
basis.
That's correct. We will mail you a yearly letter from the building department
Okay.
and have you recertify that you're still the accessory use of the apartment.
Got it. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So are there any questions from the board? Are there any questions from the public? All righty. Then in that case, I'd like to make a motion to close 2106, which is for the accessory apartment on 165 Plain Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Heidi. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi?
Aye.
Murph? Murph?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
And Chris Polisos?
Aye.
Okay. So we're closed. I'd like to make a motion that we grant the special permit. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway?
Aye.
Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Mark Stiles?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
And Chris Polisos?
Aye.
Okay.
Almost done.
So that is a 5-0. So we have, Heidi, I'm going to put you on mute for a minute. Heidi, I'll be back to you in a minute. Nancy, we have the other business for Health Circle. So the board, we're reminded that this was part of the marijuana on Enterprise Drive next to Stellwagen, and giving the board some sort of a feedback on the buffer zone between Stellwagen and Health Circle. I'm having a hard time seeing that, Andrew, if you wouldn't mind expanding on it. So is this identified as proposal 1 or option 1?
This is option 1, chain link fence. 4-foot high chain link fence.
Okay. What's option 2?
Option 2 is a timber guardrail.
With the same landscaping.
Basically, just a timber guardrail here. And this is your guardrail here. 2 foot 3 feet high, standard 1 foot wide timbers for post supports, and a 6-inch by 10 and 7/16 rough sign timber rail.
Is that what they have in the front? I think.
I don't believe so, but it's kind of like the standard timber rail. I think that's similar to what's like down the Harbor Walk and.
Yeah. Okay, option 3.
Option 3 is a cedar fence, 4 feet high, with cedar rails, horizontal rails, vertical posts, 8 feet spaced apart.
Okay.
With a similar layout, but no stones.
Similar layout with no stones. Okay.
The other layout with the timber rail includes these boulders in there to kind of, again, assist with not driving through.
Yeah.
The chain link one also did not have the boulders.
And what was the rail at the gate at the back? The gate at the back is proposed on all 3?
No, that's just on the chain link fence. There's no timber, you wouldn't have a timber, guardrail fence there. And the cedar one has no proposed for like a cedar fence gate.
Okay. All right, so board members, you've heard the 3 options available to us this evening. I am I'd like to hear what everybody else has to say, so I kind of know which way. And I know Brian doesn't think it's necessary at all, probably. Maybe he's changed his mind.
Correct. I don't think it's needed. I think the plan handled the job fine. I just don't understand what this is for, but.
Okay. So then.
With our last discussion, Lynette, what that was a fourth option, right? Would be nothing, as Brian had just said.
It would be.
Okay.
Does the board need more information? Or are we okay to go ahead on this? I'm okay to move forward. Heidi, you okay to move forward?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of them are a great option. I think it should be. Sorry, guys.
Mark Stiles is recused. Correct, Mark?
He may have left the room, Lynn.
Okay. Mr. Feeney?
I guess out of the three real options, I would go with the timber guardrail or the cedar fence, but not the chain link fence. And I maybe have a better idea if I saw the two, options 2 and 3 up closer, but if there's going to be something, I don't think it should be a chain link fence.
Yeah.
Something that complements the area, doesn't make it look like in a city or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll just give you my input on this is the cedar fences, somebody climbs over them, they tend to break, etc. I would be in favor of the timber guard rail system with the boulders. Originally I really felt that we needed a fence going all the way back. But this is a compromise. So, and it gives access across the back. But it does allow for some buffering between the two sites. So,
Yes, I think I'd be in agreement with you, Lynn, in the ability to compromise there. I'd be more with the timber guardrail, like what's down at the Harbor Walk, would be more aesthetic to the area.
Okay. Heidi, how do you, the timber guardrail?
I think it's useless.
You think it's useless?
Yeah, what's the point? We don't need to make it look good. We need to be a difference between the two properties. It's an industrial area. Looking good is not as important as safety, in my opinion.
Okay. So
Lynn, I'm fine with the timber thing and the way it's set up in the drawing.
Okay.
What about Chris?
I'm getting there. Chris Blisos?
I wasn't in on any of the earlier ones, so I don't know that I'm part of it, but timber guardrail is fine by me.
Okay. All righty. Heidi, we're gonna, I think that we have mainly a consensus on option number 2, which is the timber guardrail with the boulders.
Okay.
So with that being said, I think that I would make a motion and get an actual real vote so that they can understand where we're coming from on it. And right now we have Lynn, Heidi, Murph, Mr. Feeney, Larry Keane, and Chris Blisos. We'll take all of those, and I'm going to, based on what I just heard, make a motion to grant option 2, which is the timber guard rail fence as described in the plans identified. All those in favor? Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway? Nay. Brian Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Feeney?
Aye.
Larry Keane?
Aye.
Chris Blisos?
Aye.
Okay. So Nancy, would you inform the applicant at his email or however it's deemed necessary that item number 2?
Yes, I'll do that tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else we need to comment on for the upcoming hearings on the 9th?
No,
Okay,
I just included them. If I have the information, I'm going to include them on the agenda,
yeah, that makes sense.
just so we don't risk a notification issue again.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the board as well, we were going to do a vote this evening on chair, vice chair, and clerk. We're going to suspend that vote until the February 9th hearing, and we'll get that done then as well. Again, we're probably going to be in this remote situation with our hearings for quite some time. It's a difficult scenario for us. It's hard for me not to be able to bounce off of all of you and have paper available and work off a phone and a computer and all this stuff. And I'm sure it's just as hard on all of you. So some things go smoother than others. And I appreciate all of your time and your help. And that's it. I have a baby girl coming hopefully any day now. So things are looking up for 2021. So the best to all of you. I'll take a roll call to vote to adjourn this hearing. So Lynn Fiddler, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. All those in favor, Lynn Fiddler, aye. Heidi Conway. Aye. Brian Murphy.
Aye.
Mark Stiles.
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Feeney.
Aye.
Larry Keane.
Aye.
And Chris Polisos.
Aye.
Stay safe, everybody, and take care. Hope we can see you all face to face sometime soon.
Good luck, Lynn.
Hang in there. Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.